Hello everybody, welcome back to another Saturday Skin Showcase. I'm your host Hedge, along with my co-host Mr. MICRØ. Today is a little bit different. Instead of streaming, we're going to be recording this with Christmas just around the corner. We decided this was the best approach. So, we have a few groups of skins to look at today, which we'll review from both a gameplay and a Steam Market investment point of view. First, we'll take a look at this week's Rust item store rotation, and we'll follow that up with a look at any workshop submissions from this week, which could be viewed as continuations of existing sets. We hope that this information will properly prepare us to make informed investment decisions about both upcoming and existing Steam Market items. Now, during our streams, we'd normally recommend that if you have any insights that you might want to share, please message us during the stream, but today's a recording. But instead, you could offer your insights in the YouTube comment section, so that's still good, isn't it? And of course, we always welcome you to come join our investment Discord community. That's also in the description. So with that, Mr. MICRØ, shall we get started? Hello,
yes,
hello.
Get into it.
Right, so shall we maneuver ourselves over to here? And let's get a good look at this. Ever so lovely. Wonderful looking. So let me just move all this out of the way. Neon Snowflake garage door. So, we saw the armoured door accepted last week. We saw the wooden door accepted last week. And it's not a surprise to see that we did also... Well, now we're looking at a garage door. Very nice. Not too insane with the design, but, you know, it's perfectly fine for what it is. It's got that more grounded design to it in terms of it's a neon light setup. You can see all the wiring. It looks very nice. And, yeah, it's bright and sparkly. How could you say no? So, yeah, nothing like crazy... what am I trying to say? So, you know, last week, MICRØ, when you talked about your designs in terms of the positioning of the lighting and whatnot, I guess you can still see it in patches of this here and there. Like, I do see how the colours kind of blend quite nicely. As I look to the right side of the garage door, it kind of like fades out a bit nicely there as well. Mm-hmm. So, it's a perfectly welcoming winter door. And let's just make it night time. Mr. MICRØ, could you turn off the lights?
Sure.
And yeah, stands out very nicely. Can't go wrong. It's obviously very winter and Christmas themed, isn't it? So from the investment point of view, there is a bit of a problem. I can hear Santa. Santa, come to me, please. Give me a big grin. So, so basically, with this being so heavily gimmicked towards a holiday, what happens when it's not the holiday? It's going to go down in price. And this is something I have been talking about a lot over the past week, especially during week 1. And obviously now with this week 2 patch, yep, the exact same thing would be expected to happen all over again. Mr. MICRØ, I see you're doing the glow check, so how about you just walk in front of it again? So yeah, the whole door glows. It's very noticeable to see someone standing in front of it at night time. MICRØ, how about we close it so we can just see if there's any glow at the very top? So is there any glow at the very top? Any sneaky glow?
No, there's not actually.
No, there isn't.
Just, when it's fully rolled up, you can't really see it or use it for navigation throughout your base. Although, at this point, probably you have some other glowing deployable, so maybe it's not as critical as it used to be. But it's a nicely baked glow. I think like you mentioned, the mixing between the colors really does. Produce a convincing effect. Like the corrugated metal backdrop of the whole thing, you can really see, you know, where the light shines on one, but then, you know, it's blocked by the metal corrugation, so, you know, it picks up light from another light. Yeah, that looks really cool. And like you mentioned, it being sort of more winter themed.
Yeah.
As the title implies, the neon snowflake, it's sort of just like holiday themed, you know, winter themed. And
do you really want to use this during June and July and August and whatnot? Like
maybe
well,
maybe if it gets real hot for you. It's funny because this skin was originally titled New Year Neon Garage Door when it was submitted, but when Rust accepted it into the game, they sort of renamed it. A few skins this week were renamed from their workshop submissions, and so this is called Neon Snowflake now, which is
Neon
a
Snowflake, yep.
quite appropriate name, I would say.
I mean, what else would you want to call it? But yeah, very welcoming, very nice. Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to the next deployable? We have...
Okay.
You can hear it probably. What do we have over here? It's the first... Oh, I'm just so happy to see it. It's the first vending machine skin in over a year. Fun fact, the last one to be accepted, last Christmas. So, yeah, we just don't see vending machine skins anymore, do we? Not sure why. We used to see quite a lot of them. I remember 2020 had like 4, and then 2021 had 1, and now 2022 has had 1 as well. So, Facepunch being a bit picky now for certain, like, you know, deplorable skins and whatnot. It looks very nice. Mr. Milio Frito did a very good job. Oh, I should quickly point out, Oasis made that garage door over there. Just wanted to make sure everybody knew. And Milio Frito, right here, well, he's made a very nice toys pickup vending machine. You can see how... I'm not sure what's up with... Oh! Whoa. Wait.
Not the best positioning there, but I wanted to bring that out just so we could see the sides, too. I realized after placing them in the door frames, you can't see the sides, and there's some nice artwork on the sides of them too.
Yeah,
so.
we should respect that. So, very nicely made, very welcoming. Mr. Milio, you've been very successful this Christmas. You got your gingerbread hoodie and pants accepted last week, and now you've got a vending machine as well. I'm not complaining. I like to see items that haven't had many skins being accepted for such a long time, obviously getting another skin. And, well, seems like a perfect time, and it seems like a perfect theme. Mr. MICRØ, could you pick that back up, please?
Sure. I'll do you one better and just
No! Where are we gonna pick up the presents from now, MICRØ? You've ruined Christmas, you Grinch.
Don't worry, there's a couple Christmas trees out. Santa's gonna leave presents under the tree.
Oh, you better hope so. So yeah, fun design, nice to see, looks appealing, and, well, maybe it's the perfect vending machine to use during your perfect Christmas of 2022. Because we've only got like 3 days, so yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if people still want to use this when it's obviously not Christmas. I guess you can make good use of it. Like some skins that come out for Christmas can be, you know, like yes, there's Santa Claus right there, but just to have a toys pickup like thing, I guess you could use it any other part of the year, but that's more of like an opinion thing and like a personal preference. It's affordable, it's available, it's right there, because the longer we've had to wait for a new vending machine skin, all the other ones started to go up in price. But the best thing I can compare this with is the vending machine that came out for last Christmas. Get a good look at how that sold throughout the year, this past 2022, and you would get a very good idea of how likely this new vending machine skin's going to behave. Because, yeah, it would be expected to go down in price the very second it's not Christmas. Like I said with the garage door, when it's really Christmas themed, people don't really want to use it when it's not Christmas. Are you going to want to use a Christmas themed skin when it's March? When it's June? When it's October? At the very least, the snowman is hidden away on the side, so toys pickup. Is that the skin you want to use for when you desperately need to get some various bits and bobs from other people? What mundane things do you reckon people need nowadays, Mr. MICRØ? Happiness? Joy? Yes, that would be a few pieces of wood and some metal ore, if you have it. So, Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to the Neon Tree Frozen Door made by Mr. Sodsender. He hasn't had many skins accepted this year, so it's nice to see him get his door accepted. And again, it's a more realistic approach with the lighting. So a lot of people did make some door skins this year. They had dangling lights for their doors. They had like again Christmas lights wrapped around wood. I saw for one of them with the skin checks I did just a couple of days ago. But what we have here is another one. We can see the wire mesh for the neon electrical wiring and whatnot. And yeah, it's a nice approach. It's not an insanely super well coloured like type of skin, you know, but what I do like is the ice, like the snow encasing it on the sides. Mr. MICRØ, we might have to take a look at this at night time. So what I'm going to do is I'm in at night time, and you can start using your special minor power of making light appear.
Oh yeah, let me let me equip my miner's hat real quick here.
Yeah. There we go. So we can see all the nice reflections and the shadows. So he did a very good job there in terms of the ice and whatnot. So I didn't see many people making good use of that effect in terms of like having it encased in ice and whatnot. I think that's what helped him pip the many other sheet metal doors that are in contention this for this week too. There was a lot. There's like 10 plus. It was a ridiculous amount. But yeah, not too crazy. It's nice and straight to the point. I think you did a very nice job here, Mr. Sodsender, and hopefully we'll see some more skins from you in the future. Mr. MICRØ, that's all of the deployables for this week, isn't it? Should we start showing off the weapons?
Sure. Let me put up this garage door and I'll go get out on the stage here.
Alright, you get yourself nice and well positioned. Look good. So what are we going to start off with? The Holiday Spirit LMG. Get a good look at this. So we've noticed something with this, and you probably won't realise it. So do you see how the ammo is nicely coloured with red, blue and green? Well, if someone was to look at you, and I'll just pretend I'm someone else, yeah, it's all red. So it might be multicoloured for you up close, but it's not going to be for other people looking at you. So if you see that as well, just, yeah, now you're aware of it. So let's just give this a good... and a nice reload. Very nice. Get rid of that ammo. Got a new batch of light bulbs to shoot people with. I aim down the sight, and yeah, doesn't have a different coloured aim sight. You can change the colour of the aim sight in the M249, correct, Mr. MICRØ?
I believe so. You know, I know for some weapons you can and some weapons you can't. I don't actually know off the top of my head what you can do with the M2. So, good question.
It is all red though, so I think you can. And he just decided to keep it all red. So yep, nothing glows, nothing silly. So Mr. MICRØ, let's get a good look at you. Mr. MICRØ, do you look ever so nice? Oh yes you do. We've got a present in the background, do you want to shoot it? Yes, that's what you get for gifting us bad presents, Santa. Anyway, let's get a good look at this. Very, very nice. Looking very nice and shiny. Get a much closer look. Yep. I like the patterns. Part of it looks like it's been wrapped up with gift wrap and whatnot. Just take a little bit slow pan around. And yeah, as I look at Mr. MICRØ's ammo, yep, it's red. So let's just get a good look at this during the day. And yeah, quite shiny. Are you wobbling? Are you cold, Mr. MICRØ? I know that's just a thing that happens. It just can just wobble. The end of the LMG here is wobbling, so. And yeah, you've got a little off and on switch. Clever little piece there. Nice little joke. And then we'll just look down, and yep, you can see the red all along there. And back to here once more. All nicely wrapped up and whatnot. So yeah, that is Mr. Sodsender's... oh, no, sorry. This is MM. I accidentally read the wrong name. Let's get a good look at it on your back. Good job, Mr. MM. I think you did a very nice job in terms of making a very unique but fun M249. We've had quite a lot of M249 skins this year, and, well, there is a bit of a problem. Gun demand definitely seems to be a bit of a factor. They don't really do very well in terms of holding their value. It's also Christmas themed, so a bit of a double negative there. If you're looking at this thinking, oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to make some great profits with this. No. If you want to buy it and use it and enjoy it, perfectly fine. Like, buy the skins that you actively look at and think, that looks awesome, I want to use it. Go ahead. That's perfectly fine. But with our financial perspective, I have to give you all the warnings that I'm aware of. And I've seen, we had tempered M249 this year. We had... what was the other ones? I've got to remember them all now. Oh, my brain's gone a bit flat. I think we've had 3 this year. And this would be the 4th. And, yeah. Black Gold, tempered. What was the other one? I think this is the third. So yeah, the other two, even when they sold at a much higher price, when they had not as many sales, they still suffered, and this one very likely will as well. At least half of all of the M249 skins are suffering as well because of that as well. So, MICRØ, any comments that you'd like to offer?
I think you did a great job covering and explaining exactly where this is going to end up. I think because of its status as a Christmas item, probably most likely won't hold much of a price. But that's just an opportunity to scoop up cheap ones during the summer.
Yeah.
And then, next winter, maybe we'll see a continuation, and then this will become suddenly highly in demand. So have to consider all the possibilities.
Yeah, buy does definitely seem to be the right approach in terms of buy them at the right time and then hold on to them, and then when we get close to Christmas 2023, perfect. Then you start selling. That's basically what I did with the skins that came out last year. I bought them for very cheap based on doing some long-term lowball. What's the right way of saying it? I assessed the 2020 skins, saw how they behaved, and then I figured out what would be a very good price to put down for the many weapons, deployables, and clothing and armor pieces that we saw last year. And then I thought, right, seeing how the ones behaved in 2020, I then looked at the 2021 skins, had a good idea of what the best prices were going to be in terms of what will likely be their lowest point, and then I've been successful. Bought many skins, sold many skins as we entered December this year. I've made over $4,000 worth of sales. You could do that too. You just listen to what we say in terms of how you can get yourself prepared, and you too can take part. So these skins that we see here very likely will be getting very cheap as time goes on, when it's not Christmas, basically. So, Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to talking about the sweet surprise double barrel shotgun?
All right. Let me interject very quickly with the one last M2 that you missed, and that was Glister. So you were right. There were 3 already this year, and this is the 4th.
I remembered 3, but I couldn't remember if that was the 3rd. But yeah, I remembered the number 3. That was bugging me. Thank you for pointing that out to me, Mr. MICRØ.
And we got them quarterly. According to the data in SCMM, I see March, June, September, and December, and it's just like, every 3 months we saw another one. So
not a
nice even distribution there, and unfortunately, not too many of them are performing all that well.
Yeah, I mean, when you're aware of it, you're prepared for it. So, Mr. MICRØ, let's now move on to the double barrel shotgun. Wabam. So, I don't want to say I'm disappointed. What I'm going to sit here and say is, we have had over 10 double barrel shotgun skins this year. And there were some water pipe submissions for the week 2. But no, double barrel shotgun gets picked over it. Now, is it Face Punch picking skins or items that they feel are more safer in terms of sales, or the actual demand of what people want? So is it a case of people using double barrel shotguns more in game and whatnot? Maybe that could be the answer, but I'm just very surprised to see another double barrel shotgun. But let's give it credit. Very nice and tasty looking. You did a very nice job here, Mr. Firefly. Let's get a good look at it. Yeah, so you can't change the colour of the aim sights in double barrel shotguns, so obviously aware of that. And let's just get a good look at it at night time. Yeah, and then, yep, nothing shiny, nothing stands out, all good. But yeah, I am surprised with the constant double barrel shotguns being accepted all the time. And pump shot. Oh, sorry, I've clicked the wrong thing there. Pump shotguns and water pipes just being neglected. It's a bit awkward, isn't it? So let's just get a good look at you, Mr. MICRØ, holding an ever so lovely, delicious-looking double-barrel shotgun. Got a nice wafer base that he's holding on to. Oh, MICRØ, you're gonna need like a wipe or a tissue. You've got all that icing all over your hands, and then you've got the big candy cane barrels, ever so tasty and whatnot. We do see a lot of the same ideas and themes being used for Christmas, don't we? We're turning all of our weapons into diabetes, and did you just lick again, MICRØ? Stop it! Stop licking. And then we'll get a good look at this at night time. Yeah, stands out a lot better. Nice piece of work. Any comments on the double barrel shotgun situation, Mr. MICRØ?
Nope, it's just you got to wear gloves when you're using this because it really does get sticky.
Well, yeah. Fun idea, but I do hope to see some variation with the shotguns in 2023. You know, let's get the pump shotgun and some water pipes a chance. Alright then, Mr. MICRØ. Let's now move on to... Oh, do you want to put it on your back? Wha-bam. Yep. You got a very tasty back, MICRØ. If you don't watch out, people are going to start trying to lick you. Right, okay, so...
Hey, I'm delicious.
Yeah, hey. Let's now move on to talking about the Gingerbread SMG. So, we'll start off in the night time. Doesn't stand out. Nothing glows. And back to the day. Hello, hello. It's a delicious looking diabetes gun. Hooray! Nope, it's a Gingerbread SMG, custom SMG to be precise. Made by Mr. Aeroz. You've been very successful recently, haven't you, buddy? You've been getting loads of skins accepted. So, get another aim down sight. So it's got a nice frosty white tip right there. So in most environments it'll be very helpful, but obviously not in this snow environment. That could be a bit of an annoyance. So, give it another good look. Give it a nice reload. Very nice. Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose and look pretty. Yes. Well, you can shoot it as well if you want. So we've got a nice ho-ho-ho on the side. Again, a nice wafer base, but then it's got some ever so delicious chocolate. All keeping it together. The ho-ho-ho is the coating of the icing, making it ever so nice and sugary to the taste. And then we'll just slowly pan around, get a good look at this from the other side. And you can see like the sweets dripping from the icing there, the nice patterns and from the front. And as you look inside it, there's a very sneaky little face. So yeah, cool little gun. Again, the themes kind of get repeated, but can't go wrong with a tasty looking gun. So, yeah, this is another gingerbread skin, but what we should point out is it's not actually part of a other collection. So, FaZe has his deplorable gingerbread collection, Milio Frito has his clothing gingerbread collection with some tools and whatnot. This is different, this is separate. It might be a bit confusing, but again, Face Punch likes to change names. And, well, this is your gingerbread custom SMG. Get a good look at that. And let's just get a good look at it at night time. So, yeah, Mr. MICRØ, could you walk backwards ever so slightly? Yep. Looking very, very, very nice. Yes. So, Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to talking about tools? Yes. We have... Oh, yeah, actually, go back. Yep. If you could just show it from the side, if you could move to your left, I'm sure you get a good idea. Yeah, that's it. No, your other side, good sir. There we go. Yes. And then, yeah. Oh, and you see the little face on this side as well. Ah, isn't she tasty? Eat her. Eat her. Oh, there's a little gingerbread snowman hidden behind his fingers. MICRØ, stop destroying him. Okay.
And the ho 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 matches the hoodie, you know, the slogan across the back of the hoodie from last week. So,
oh yes, it does. Maybe he asked. Maybe there's a little bit of communication between the skin creators. That very likely could have happened. Have we had that happen before? With some previous skins and whatnot?
I'm sure it's happened from time to time.
Couldn't hurt. Right. Okay. Let's now move on to talking about some tools. What do I have in my hands? Smells good. I can't see it properly though. Let's just get it. I've got a bag of cookies. Mr. MICRØ, I've got Santa's cookie sack. Yes. So, Mr. Alpha came up with a very fun idea for our new rock. It is the ever so tasty looking bag of cookies. Sorry, I should be precise. It's Santa's cookie sack. So, obviously with the joke of leave some cookies out for Santa so we can eat some. And, yep, that's a very cute, fun idea. And then, whack it. Whack it. Whack it. Okay, Mr. MICRØ, let's get a good look at you. Do you like your cookie sack there, Mr. MICRØ? I mean, Santa MICRØ.
That's a lot of cookies.
It is
I
a
don't know
lot of
if I could eat
cookies.
that many.
But yeah. Oh, slow down, Mr. MICRØ. Let's make this a nighttime thing. So, could you move forward ever so slightly? So now I go back, and then yeah, get a good look at this, people. It's nice and fresh from the oven, extra tasty, full of delicious little sweets and icing. Very, very nice. Mother's recipe. Ah, take me back, nostalgia. So yeah, very nicely done. And I would give it this. It's actually kind of a unique idea in terms of it is gingerbread again, but you know, gingerbread with a more fun idea behind it. So that was actually a clever idea there, Mr. Alpha. Very nicely, well made. And what would you do next? Could you turn that into a collection? What kind of Santa sack could you make next? That sounded wrong, and I'm just going to continue. I didn't. No. Oh dear. Sorry about that. I didn't realise what I was saying halfway through. You can throw the rock at me if you want. Go on then, MICRØ. You're not a very good throw. Right. Let's now talk about... Well, this isn't a tool. This is a rocket launcher. It's a tool of destruction, yes. So, in my hands, I have the Snowman Launcher made by Bad Trip. Yes, get a good look at that. And... nice and smoky. Give that a nice reload. So, we had a oh, sorry about that, Santa. Well, guess we got no Christmas this year. We had quite a decent amount of rocket launcher skins that were submitted this year, but what we have in my hands is the winner, the victor. So let's just get a good look at this at night time. There was a couple glow-in-the-dark rocket launchers, but this one does not. It's just aim down. Nope. And we'll hop over and say hello to Mr. MICRØ. Mr. MICRØ, whip it out and show me what you got. Ah, lovely. Yes. So, in terms of design, it's a bit plain when you look at it from this side. Mr. MICRØ, could you do a 180? Yeah, you can see the snowman on the side that you carry it. So, yeah, you're literally shooting presents at people. See, you're not being an evil, naughty raider. You're simply sending presents to your neighbours. It's a clever idea.
Gifts.
Delivering gifts, yes. So, got a nice little pattern. It's like... Is that wool or is it leather at the very tip of it? Like I think
The
it's a
front,
hat.
it looks like a cloth, like a woven hat kind of thing.
Yeah, it's keeping them nice and warm. So yeah, it's a very nice.
On my shoulder, there's like a scarf. It looks like, or
yeah,
some
wrap
type of
scarf.
snowman clothing.
Yeah, it does look very nice. And then we'll make it nighttime. Yes, so get a good look at this, Mr. MICRØ. I am starting to look around. Oh, you don't need to move, Mr. MICRØ. It's all good. So yeah, a nice glittery gift and a fairly happy looking snowman. Oh, he's going to be so happy when he blows up loads of houses. I mean, delivers gifts. Yes. Yes. Mr. MICRØ, did you just blow up a snowman? You're on the naughty list. You are on the naughty list, Mr. MICRØ. Right, I'll tell you what, Mr. MICRØ, could you put that on your back? Yes, you can easily put it on your back, and let's get a good look at that. Yep. So, a happy snowman on your back, and you're simply delivering presents. It's all good. So, maybe that's something you might want to do over this Christmas period. Deliver a whole bunch of gifts. Mr. MICRØ, can I introduce you to a fun little game? It is, well, it's not bowling. It's kind of similar in the idea to the same idea. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch of snowmen over there, and yeah, shoot away. Strike!
Pretty good.
That was some really good gift delivering right there. You take the left, I take the right. Oh, didn't reload. I'm a fool. Sorry. So, Mr. MICRØ, with that, how about you get in position for the next skin that we're going to show off? So, we've got a bit of a jokester right here. We've got a bit of a funny man. We've got a bit of a Ah. Oh, damn it, MICRØ, I was making a joke. So, does anybody got any funny jokes? This guy loves them. I'm sorry, so you don't you start. So yeah, we've got a very funny, very thematic design with this jackhammer drill. So when you obviously go, he's chattering away. So
It's funny.
this
That
is
is
made.
a good one.
It was clever, very clever design. I'm not surprised that was accepted. You did a very good job, Mr. Epic, and that's your first skin ever accepted. So again, congratulations to you. This year we've been very successful in seeing a whole bunch of new skin creators getting their skins accepted. So it's very nice to see. At the very end, still someone brand new gets this skin accepted. So, and of course, great idea. I really do think this is probably one of the smartest and cleverest approaches to making a skin. I mean, the holiday theme kind of made you get a good idea, but you know, it's all good. It's not gingerbread, so I'm happy. Alright, MICRØ, you can chatter away. Go on. Oh yeah, you can't see it, can you? That's depressing. Could have made a quick joke and he could have laughed, but yeah. Mr. MICRØ, hold yourself nice and still. So he's got white hair, he's got a little mustache, he's got great big teeth, and he loves a good joke. Gentlemen, the Nutcracker Jackhammer is nice and available to you. But we do need to discuss, will this suffer because it's a Christmas skin? First of all, great design, like very fun, creative idea. That very likely could cause a lot of people wanting to buy it, so that could cause potentially a lot of sales. But out of all the jackhammer skins, this is definitely the most clever design in terms of this is funny. Would that keep the demand up? Maybe, but there's also the next thing. How many jackhammer skins do we even have? Marketable jackhammer skins, I believe there's 6, and pretty much all of them except the Love Injector, which was a Valentine's jackhammer, all of them are in the positive. We don't see many of these being accepted. This is the second one to be accepted in all of this year. Earlier this year we had the comics one, sold very nicely. It's very comfortably in the positive. This right here, I do think it's going to suffer when this Christmas finishes, but as time goes on, I wouldn't be surprised if it picks back up again. I would not be surprised if this, and again, as we approach Christmas 2023, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes up very comfortably and becomes a very nice investment. But you've got to pick out what potentially might be the right time to buy it. Because, as I said, when we hit around February time, I do expect pretty much all of these Christmas skins that we've received this year, the new ones I'm saying, will go down in price. And then you've got to start making decisions. What might be the best time to start buying into them? The problem with this is jackhammers, we don't have many of them, and we do struggle with that issue of, right, okay, what might be a good price to offer for this? Well, at the very least, it's a tool. It gets turned into metal. So just go and see how much metal sells for. At the lowest possible point that this is going to suffer is the price of metal. Because if it gets too cheap, alright, I'll just turn it into metal, and then I'll sell the metal, and then I'll get my money back, or a little bit more. That's what usually happens. And metal usually always sells for around $1. So at the very least, with what we have here, it can't go any lower than $1. But as I also said, pretty much every single jackhammer skin is in the positive except the Valentine's one. So it's going to be an interesting talking point. I want to see how many sales it has, and we really do need to see if the joke gets around of its design. Like, will people really appreciate the fun sense of humour it has? Mr. MICRØ, do you have any words that you might want to offer?
Nope, I can just show it off here on the.
You got the rocket launcher on your back.
Oh, let me get rid of that.
There we go. Yes. So, he's a swell guy. He's got a big smile on his face. But yep, any words, Mr. MICRØ? Do you like?
The only concern I might have from a tactical gameplay point of view is it's a bit on the bright side. But, and for a holiday skin, I think that's totally fine. But if you were going to pick something to go out and run around with, there's some other choices which have a bit more subdued color palette. But that's probably not the biggest concern for most people. So it's a minor point. It's just the consideration of how much it stands out. And I would say it's kind of bright, but you could probably get away with it and make it work. So
I
looks
honestly,
good, and it's a clever idea. Got to hand it to him for the chattering teeth. That is pretty funny.
yeah, the laughing might give you away as well. All right, so that's all of the skins from this week. That is a wrap on in terms of the roster rotation. So all the Christmas skins gone. Now we're going to talk about some of the continuations we saw this week. So there was a Tuesday workshop skin checks. If you want to go give that a watch. Now we're going to show off all of the continuations that we spotted because there was a lot of them. But of course, none of those skins were going to be accepted for this week because it still was week 2. Now we're going to start showing off a whole bunch of continuations, starting off with the Noir sheet metal door. So, Mr. MICRØ, let's get in position and let's go give that a nice look. So this actually came out in 2 versions. There is the glow-in-the-dark version and there is the non-glow. I only need to just show you this in the daytime to see what it looks like, the non-glow version. So, Noir collection, we started to see a few of these appearing over the past few weeks. Mr. Sodsender decided to return to a collection that he got his first acceptances for, and well, over the past year he's come out with some very interesting designs. Unfortunately, a lot of them weren't accepted, but he's decided to give it another shot, and he just got his skin accepted this week, so maybe with that motivation we'll be seeing a lot more of this collection. He had a very interesting hoodie and pants. He had some interesting weapon skins, but he's now moving on to deployables, and he's really sticking to it with the noir theme. So you've got the detective, the badge, the very classical car on the front, and as we turn it to night time, what do we see? Mr. MICRØ, turn off those lights, good sir. Yes, the eyes glow, the badge glows, and the car glows. It's a very nice approach to a design choice. And Mr. MICRØ, is that you? Alright, so let's just stare at this so we can get a good look at the reflection of the light. And yeah, oh, you can see it. Oh, you can see how the paint, that looks good there. That actually looks good. Yeah, so you can see how it's been painted on and whatnot. Well, the image of it, how it's supposed to look as if it's been painted on. So, very good stuff, Mr. MICRØ. Do you like the appearance of it in the glow-in-the-dark? I thought it was a pretty nice thing. But of course, Mr. MICRØ,
the glow does work pretty well with the skin. I mean, it's always interesting to see how artists incorporate glow into the work in various ways. You know, whether you're actually including the light source, or the door just has a glow to it, that can really still look pretty good. And in this case, it looks like the headlights are emitting light, but then the eyes of the detective are giving off light, and then he's got the searchlights up in the sky. I guess that's showing off in the background, and that's sort of lighting up the badge from the back. So pretty clever use of light within the work, and then the way he's executed it kind of has a nice overall shape and feel to it. So I think that's really nicely done, and it's pretty creative, and it actually helps to give some depth to that little piece of art.
Because what I've seen when we showed off your door last week, he has like precisely positioned glow. So there are some dark parts to it, but it really adds to the whole noir theme, and I thought that was pretty nice. Like a very nice implementation of that. And yeah, the glow check, you do stand out a bit. So the whole door does actually kind of glow a fair bit that we've noticed. And yeah, so Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to talking about the comics double armored door? To our left, yes, we have a new double armored door skin. Comics collection has appeared with a pretty goofy looking door. Keep out, closed, teehee, with a little emoji. He got knock 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 knock. MICRØ, I should check the other side, shouldn't I? So let's just quickly get a good look around there, and not as many knocks, but yeah, ever so slightly different, but the theme is still the same. So we'll just rotate back round, and yes, we have. Oh, I see a hand. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Don't need a helping hand. I just need to take a nice good look at this, Mr. MICRØ. I think we would probably need your lighting right about now, so let's go take a look at that. Turn the lights off, and yep, doesn't glow in the dark, but Mr. MICRØ will show us how it looks as he moves around. So you can see like the imprinting of the doodling and whatnot, kind of making it stand out. You can see how the light reflects. You know where the keep out hatch is. You can see how the light reflects on that side. Mr. MICRØ, you could move around a little bit if you want.
Yeah, what you're seeing there, I think, is the standard normal map. If I'm not mistaken, this is a
Oh.
relatively flat skin. So, um, but I think that's by design. I mean, you have comics; they'd be presented on paper, most likely in a printed form. So, we talked about this with the blackboard skin. You know, it has a very flat appearance to it, and this does as well. So, I don't know. It works with the theme. Could say that much.
It does look yeah, I like it. I like double armor door skins. So I've been craving one of these for a while in terms of a double armor door skin. The last double armor door skin was the Outer Planets double armor door, which came out back in March. Sold a lot, went up in price very comfortably. I think it's up to about $8 now. Yeah, we don't have many double armor door skins, and they're very very easy investments, and I'd welcome a new one. I'd welcome a new one. But yeah, Face Punch just don't seem to want to accept them. And we've seen a lot of designs and submissions recently. We've had Cold Hunter. What else did we have fairly recently? We had another attempt with the constellations. There was another one. Oh, what have we got to the side here, Mr. MICRØ? Oh,
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you there. I was
sorry.
just reversing the sequence here so that we can show both sides of this next armored door pretty easily.
That's fine. So, yeah, I guess we should move on to talking about that. So this is the armored wild animals door, if I recall. Mr. MICRØ.
Oh, yeah, this is the continuation of the wild animals wooden door that we saw a
Yep.
week or two ago. And this is the armored version.
Indeed. So, what we should point out is, by design choice, you cannot see through the hatch. A few people asked, "Oh, does this have transparency, much like, translucency, transparency? Yeah, it would be transparency, wouldn't it? Does this have transparency, much like what the wooden door had?" And no, they don't. So if we could do potato settings again. Potato power. Let's go. So graphics. Lower it, lower it, lower it, lower it, all the way down to 0. Come on, come on, come on! I got a toaster. So let's just prove this real quickly. Yeah, it's just bleh. And then toggle hatch. There you go. Oh, now it's transparent. No. So yeah, just to prove that, yeah, if you thought it did, no it doesn't. So that was a design choice that they did. Now, here's the thing. This is the armored door, and it's kind of meeting my expectations for what it was going to be. How could you do a sheet metal door? Could you do double doors? Like, would it still work, Mr. MICRØ, do you reckon? A garage door, maybe? What do you reckon?
I think you could make all of those work. I mean, MICRØ's a very incredible or creative artist, and is seemingly endless ideas. He's always come up with something clever, and I mean, I thought the wood door was great with that transparency. The wild animals door, and then this here is actually submitted as the armored animals door if you were going to go look for it on the workshop, but it's part of the wild animals collection, so he's continuing his creativity there with some different naming choices. I think he could make this whole concept work on any of the door deployables. And in the comments section on his workshop page for this armored door, there's a bit of back and forth between MICRØ and some community members here, suggesting that they include the transparent window. But the ultimate outcome of that conversation was that his plan in the future is to include that transparency on subsequent works here. The only reason he didn't was on account of the armored hatch that you can just toggle. So
Yeah, that would
can
be.
physically open and close the
It
armored
would be
hatch
pay
here.
to win, wouldn't it? Like, there's one transparent. What is it? It's incarceration armored door, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
Mm-hmm.
it's basically the jailer's one. If you, it's an old skin, but yeah, there's a reason why it's expensive is because you can see through the hatch when it's closed down. So that is very pay to win because you can't shoot through the hatch. It's going to damage the door, but when it's up, you can shoot through it. So to be able to see through it whilst it's still down, there you go. So yeah, I guess he just didn't want to go too pay to win. So yeah, cool idea. And as we said when we looked at the wooden door, perhaps it's alluding to maybe seeing some pets being accepted in the future, or maybe we are the animals, Mr. MICRØ.
If you go around to the other side, and that this actually may be a challenge when he goes to the sheet metal door, because both the wood door and the armored door are double-sided, meaning you can have separate designs on opposite sides. But the sheet metal door is single-sided. In other words, the design that you know,
Yeah, I see it.
the map, the image map that makes up the skin is repeated on both sides of the door. So you have to be smart about the way you do that. If you have text visible on a sheet metal door, it'll actually be reversed on the backside because of the way that the image flips when it gets applied to the reverse. So the sheet metal door might present a challenge here. It'll have to make the same design work on both sides of the door. And since this door is very text based, with the wild animals on one side and the wild humans on the other, I don't know, how he's going to overcome that, and we'll see if he continues on with the sheet metal door.
Yep. So this
Maybe he'll
is
have to do something that's symmetrical or able to be mirrored without distorting the look of it.
So this is made by Mr. Mishka, and I realise I didn't mention this. The double armoured comic store is made by Mr. Legacy. So yep, Legacy here and Mishka here. So MICRØ, I believe we're now moving on to weapons, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So let's get all nice and prepared for that. You go make yourself nice and prepared. I'm going to now bring in a whole bunch of weapons. Let's get these all in order. So, got a lovely batch of continuations, as you can see. Let's just bring this here, and then we want to bring in this, and then we want to bring in over here the sap. And then we got the monument thing. Okay, cool. Perfect. Right, so, what do I have in my hands right here? Do you recall, not too long ago, we had a very interesting LR300 being accepted? Well, I happen to have in my hands a very nice, shiny, rosy red, or pink, I guess you could say, MP5. Mr. Slanoster has returned to his redemption skins. I guess you could call it a collection, even though it hasn't had more than one skin accepted for the collection itself. He's made 4 redemption skins, and if you see, when you aim down the sight, he did what Mr. MDE did with the blackout. He's removed the panel, the space. You can see more. So remember that, Mr. MICRØ, what MDE did? What is that panel called?
I mean, that's the rear sight blade, I guess you could call it. I mean, it's I'm not sure.
Protective view or something?
Pardon me?
It's probably to protect you or something.
Well, it's really the when you have an iron sight, you have an aperture in the rear portion of the sight, and then you usually have a post in the front. And so when you're using those two things and you align them, you're assured that you're pointed at your target. In this case, you don't have to line up the sights to use the gun. It just points where the front sight is aimed at. So technically speaking, for this gun, you don't need the rear sight. It just kind of gets in your way, in essence. So by making that rear blade transparent, you defeat the purpose of having an iron sight, but it's not necessary in the first place because of the way the game mechanics work. So
Hold still.
It's probably something we're going to see a lot more of now that we know that Face Punch has some tolerance for that type of modification. You know, people seem to like it, and so my guess is that this will be a feature a lot of artists try to incorporate because it seems to be desired by the community.
Yeah, I think we talked about that last week. Leniency. We're starting to see more and more of it. And, well, you know, if one person gets to have it, surely other people can. And, like you said, we have seen people requesting it. They've been asking, hey, cool MP5, but can you change it? I believe Slanoster actually said it in the comments of his of this workshop page, and he's obviously incorporated it now. So if that was to be accepted, I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of people purchase it. If you go back and look at the Blackout MP5 in terms of sales, it's actually in the positive. Of all the MP5 skins we've seen come out this year, only the Blackout MP5 is in the positive. Now, maybe it's because it's part of the Blackout collection. True, but perhaps that simple change is what makes everybody want to use it. But of course, we do have some special like streamer skins and whatnot that are also helpful. But yeah, simple changes like that, because we also recently saw it happen to the Blackout Python as well, didn't we? We're starting to see incremental little changes and leniencies being accepted, and well, other skin creators are going to try it out, aren't they? We mentioned that with the guns, and we've mentioned it with our deployables as well, obviously with the Wild Animals Wooden Door recently. So, Mr. MICRØ, would you like to put that on your back?
You're right. I'm looking at the comment section now. This was a community member submitted this as an observation that anybody making MP5 skins should consider cutting out the aim sight like they did on the Blackout, because, you know, just like we said, it seems like it's a matter of leniency in a way, and really it boils down to the technical limitation of, can you do a cutout like that without interrupting the function of the skin or the general look and feel. And so what we saw on the Blackout MP5 was not only the aim sight cutout, but the stock as well, and a pretty big portion of it. And depending on the angle you view the Blackout MP5 from, you have some pretty strange effects where the stock seems to just disappear.
Yes.
And it doesn't really break the game or anything, and it doesn't even look that bad, but it's a little strange, and it's not intended to be that way. You know, that's really towing the line when it comes to how much you can modify on a skin without it looking kind of bad. And actually, Slanos's work here is pretty nice when it comes to making that cutout while still retaining the overall look and feel of the gun. You know, the stock has a big cutout, the hand grip has a big cutout, and well, it frankly it works. I mean, the hand grip, you know, sort of looks a little weird from different angles, but you have to get up really close to it to even notice that. And most of the time, like, players don't look at, you know, the gun's got to look cool, and this gun looks cool. So those little things that make it different could be viewed as unique and desirable just because it's something new and fresh and no one's done before. So if we're looking at it from a really specific angle of technical perfection, I mean, it's a little weird looking as far as the overall execution, just because he's doing this sort of unintended thing with the transparency, but at the same time, it still looks real cool, and I could see a lot of people going for this. I think the Redemption series,
collection will be
the
continuing.
collection, I think I wouldn't be surprised if this was continued, and I was actually a little disappointed that out of the 3 there have been so far, only 1 got in, but we'll see. Maybe this is the opportunity to move it forward.
We know how extra large, not extra large, extra late. Oh god, extra large skins. Extra late skins do still happen randomly every now and then, so we couldn't rule it out, could we? So maybe we will see some of the original Redemption skins potentially being accepted at some point. Or maybe just the newer ones. We'll just have to wait and see. But the LR300 did sell very nicely. Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to talk about... Thank you very much, Mr. MICRØ. Should we consider talking about the next weapon, that being the Cold Hunter M39? Oh, Santa, not now. Where is he? Where is he? So clearly you could see that there's no glow, and as you aim down the sight, there is no specially coloured aim sight. So if that's something you would have wanted, just point it out to you, it's not there. But it is a continuation of the Cold Hunter collection. Mr. MDE returns to making some Cold Hunter skins. It feels like it's the right time because it's cold. But yeah, perfect timing. And let's go get a good look at Mr. MICRØ. Nice and dressed up perfectly for the winter climate, are we, Mr. MICRØ?
Yeah, I had these skins left over from last week, and they were in my inventory, so I figured why not use them here to pair with this Cold Hunter M39.
You're making me feel bad for Yeti. Yeti didn't get its tier 3 accepted. I do think MICRØ should give it a shot, make a version 2, maybe in February time, just to see if it potentially could get accepted. A lot of people were buying out and using Yeti recently, and it felt like it was a perfect time for that the Yeti tier 3 to be accepted, but no, even after so many people were buying and using the hoodie and the pants recently, it just wasn't picked. And, of course, Face Punch stuck with only picking Week 2 skins for this week, so no sneaky Week 1 skins being accepted, and it wasn't even a big haul. Last week we got 11 skins, this week we got 9. I'm a bit disappointed in that, but, you know, we can't always be happy, can we, MICRØ? Especially around Christmas time. But yeah, MICRØ, I would definitely like to see that tier 3 being accepted at some... Like, give it another shot. Try it out. You know, it doesn't have to be a Christmas skin. It could just be a fun skin. So consider giving it another shot in January or February time. But let's focus the weapon, Mr. MICRØ. Let's focus the weapon. So, I think I hear Santa. Do you want to shoot him? He keeps coming back, MICRØ. Why? So let's just get a good look at this weapon.
I don't have Santa. I don't have Santa on my screen. I hear him now.
Yeah,
I hear him now.
I hear him, MICRØ. He's there. He is. He's behind you. Quick, turn around. Get him. Get him.
Oh,
get him.
I see him.
Yes. Screw you, Santa. Get him. Get him. Get him. Go on, MICRØ. Go on, MICRØ. Go on, MICRØ. Go on, MICRØ. Shoot. Shoot. Shoot.
Oh,
Shoot.
I can't kill him. I can't shoot him. I'll shoot him. Shoot at him. But...
If you put more effort in...
I wouldn't dare. I can't afford to be on the naughty list again. Yeah,
you already are. You failed me. You're on my naughty list. So, yep, it's your usual very nicely crafted piece of ice that shoots bullets that we normally see every now and then. Mr. MDE, very nice. And M39, we don't see many skins of that, do we? The last M39 skin was the Bombshell. And that had to happen because Bombshell skins get accepted every 4 months, that being TTG skins. So, yep, very nice. And it is a skin for a weapon that doesn't get that many skins. However, Mr. MICRØ, here's the best question to ask. How often do M39s even get used? I mean, there's the situation where you have to really understand and figure out, is there even demand? Because obviously demand drives up value and whatnot. And, well, wouldn't you just rather use a SAR?
Well, I would not. I don't think I would rather use a SAR. I think I would rather use the M39, but like the availability of it is far more restricted.
Sorry, that was the wrong choice of words. Like, SAR's going to get used a whole lot more due to the fact that it's just so much easier to grab a hold of and make and create and whatnot, especially of the resources. With this... yeah, not so much. But sorry about that, MICRØ. That was bad. Like, that was a bad way of asking it. But yeah, it's nice. It is part of the Cold Hunter collection, so I would expect this to go up in price towards the end of the year every year. Cold Hunter skins do routinely go up during December. But, well, look right now. Go take a look at them. But this, we shall see. We shall see. Right, MICRØ, shall we discuss the next weapon? What do I have in my hands here? Does it glow? Doesn't look like it. Should it glow? Probably, because it's a piping hot El Diablo Eoka. Wabam! And give that a good reload. It was first shot. It was first shot.
Nice.
I got talent. Here you go. Wabam! So, yes, we got the continuation of the El Diablo collection in my hands. Mr. Eros has been very successful these past couple months. He's been getting a lot of skins accepted. His Cyber Code and his El Diablo. His El Diablo is 2 out of 2 so far. I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see a new Eoka being accepted, because it's been a while. The last Eoka skin to be accepted, well, that was it May time? So we're talking more than 6 months ago. Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose and look pretty. Yes. So, not too much to look at in terms of design, because it's literally just a big chunk of wood with supposedly a big... what do we call this? What do we call those, like, rips and openings? I remember we had this discussion before, but I couldn't like properly figure out how to explain what I see. What is it?
If you were forging something like to in a hot flame to get it red hot, a lot of times you develop a scale on the outside. There's just like a layer of what they call scale, and then that basically knocks off, but it looks darker and it's like it's not rigidly attached to the material. So the underlying material may be red hot, but that scale is covering it, and as you take it out of the oven, you would probably hit it with a wire brush to clean that up before working it on the anvil. But yeah, that's actually a pretty decent job considering how much what's actually going on there from a physics standpoint with hot metal and just giving off a radiant glow. I think it's sort of realistic, as probably as best as you could expect. So,
all right, MICRØ.
Interesting look.
Now, can you shoot it first time? Everyone's watching you, Mr. MICRØ. Can he do it?
Let me try.
Nah.
Anyway.
Disappointing. How very disappointing. Right, do you want to reload real quickly?
There is a way to do it. There is a way to shoot first try.
No, you can't tell the tricks
every time.
Don't tell
I got
people.
some slugs here. Maybe I'll have a better luck with a slug.
You
ready?
No. You sit on a throne of lies, Mr. MICRØ. Right.
It's one of those little skills. There's still little skills like that in the game that if you know how to do it.
Hey, did it. Well done.
You can, like jump shots with a bow, It's just one of those things. You got to know the timing of it. Oh, wait. How'd you get so good at it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you my secrets. Right, so, what do I have in my hands now? We have the... Don't get all upset just because you can't do it.
Sorry. No, I was still trying to make it happen.
Sure.
I lost my touch.
He's just jealous. Right, so we have a continuation of the Predatory collection in my hands. And, well, as you remember, nothing glows, but we do have that very helpful aim sight, the yellow tip on red. It's very reflective with light, stands out most of the time. There you go. Start to see it a little bit better. There we go. Yeah. So, helps in most environments, stands out very nicely. Shooty, bangy bang bang, and reload. So, over to here, Mr. Verona. Let's see if we can have this skin potentially accepted, because he did have another skin recently that we looked at that wasn't accepted. What was it? We had the AK. There was another one, wasn't there? I can't remember. What was it? Was it a crossbow? It was a crossbow, wasn't it? I think it was.
In the Predatory collection, yes, you're right. It was a crossbow.
And it wasn't accepted, so...
That's right.
Well, you never know. We might see it appear for the next Rustore rotation. But with this, we have seen quite a lot of LR300s recently, haven't we? So maybe we want to cool off on that for a while, or maybe we don't. Face Punch keeps picking the same weapons over and over again. But there was a bit of a drought for about 4 months where we didn't see an LR300, so maybe we're going to return to that, or maybe we're just going to keep going full steam ahead. We, of course, had the recent update to the LR300 with the burst module. But it doesn't really seem to have made that much of a difference in terms of demand and demand to use and whatnot. Yeah, so skins haven't really changed that much. I do believe the recent Redemption LR300 struggled for a bit as well. I think it's still a bit close to its restore price, but yeah, even then, a very in-demand, cool-looking skin struggled, and well, I don't think everybody appreciates the Predatory collection because it's, well, only colourful in a specific spot. But as you have said many times with MICRØ, there is a lot of design in the, I guess you'd say, the black parts of it and whatnot, where he has all the nice stylish, slight tan. It's like a slight tiger tan, if you can see that.
It's like a zebra stripe kind of pattern. Yeah, some kind of animal stripes or whatever. You gotta appreciate the fact that it's not just a flat black paint job. It's got a little bit of texture, visual interest to it. And that makes sense, right? I think, you could maybe draw some conclusions if you look at his workshop. In addition to this recent string of Predatory skins, that was broken in the middle recently by the striped Predator rug that he did. I'm surprised this wasn't actually included in his collection. Maybe he doesn't really consider it to be part of the collection, but that is itself appears to be a tiger. So, and I mean by that the pattern on the rug. And in fact, if you don't mind, I'll slap one down right quick. We can see what I'm talking about. That's that was the skin that he posted in between the crossbow and the AK.
Sorry, I thought there was a bear near us. I thought he was going to attack me. I was going to shoot him with my... No, he's gone now, he's gone. So yeah, I did see this. And it definitely seems on point for themes. Because, of course, I guess the design that we see in the gun must be a tiger. Because he's definitely got tigers on his mind.
That's the point I was trying to tie it all together. Those black stripes that you see in the background of the black texture. I think those must be tiger stripes, and that I think maybe that the animal that we see on the side here is meant to be a tiger. Although, I don't know, kind of looks more like a wolf or something, but do wolves have stripes?
I still think it's a very angry man with a very tiny face. Big eyes getting very scrunched at me. Right, so Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to the next weapon? That being the Calmtime Sap. It's time for a little bit of Calmtime.
Did you comment on the aim sight for this?
Yes, I did.
This LR.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's the first thing I do.
I think that's a pretty nice looking sight on there. I could see people liking that.
The red and the yellow, I think that needs to be done a whole lot more. A mixing of colours, because it's still if one colour happens to match up with the environment, you still have the other colour to clash against the environment. So, and red and yellow, well, I mean, they probably go against most environments anyway. So, all right, can we have Calmtime now, Mr. MICRØ? Can we have some Calmtime?
Okay.
All right. So in my hands right here, I have the Calmtime Sap, made by Mr. Frog. Yes, well, no, his name is Frog, but I just call everybody Mr. It's a bit awkward when I have Mr. Verona, because he's actually called Mr. Verona. But no, this is made by Mr. Frog. This is made by Frog. And, yep, you don't see any glow in the dark. And let's go back to the daytime. So, the design on this is a bit odd. Is that a octopus or something? I don't know. It's a strange skin, is what I'm saying. Get a good look at that. What is it? You need to tell me, Mr. Frog. I'm very confused. I think we talked about it, like this skin being based on dreams or something. We got some writing on the side here, so we can get a good look at that. But shh, calm time. But yeah, as I slowly pan around, we'll get a very good look at this. Animal of sorts, and yeah. What is it? What is it? What do you reckon it is, Mr. MICRØ?
I don't know. It looks some kind of fantasy Like you said, like sort of a dream or maybe a nightmare of some sort.
If you're going to say fantasy, I think what they're called the big eye things are beholders, and I guess you could say it's like a Eye of the Beholder theme. Maybe I think it's like someone who decided to scribble or doodle his dreams after waking up, and that's why he's kind of like frantically like writing these notes down as well. Maybe like we'd need an explanation. If you can, Mr. Frog, in the future with your Calmtime skins, give us a nice description to explain the idea behind this, and yeah, it would be very helpful. So
I'd like to
Calmtime.
hear that. I'd like to hear the story behind it.
I've been reading a lot of people doing that with their submissions recently. I like to read them out. So workshop skin checks, everybody, every Tuesday. If you want to
You
get
know,
a
back in the day, people used to do that a lot more. That was actually a lot more common to have interesting bits of text accompany the skin. You know, include that in the description. Lately, we've seen a lot of mostly self promotion in those description things. You know, little animated things to say, "Come visit my workshop."
yeah, I see that a
I
lot.
like to see animations in there that show the skin from a couple perspectives or in different light. So it's a good way to put little video clips down there. But I do miss the days when people would write up clever and interesting things about the skin, even though that doesn't make a big difference in terms of how it sells, I'm sure. But something always satisfying to me as a workshop enthusiast. I like to read those.
Mr. MICRØ, do you reckon you could put it on your holster, your side? Yes. Turn around, Mr. MICRØ. Show me what you got. Yes, very nice. Oh,
Oh,
he
I
disappeared.
pressed I pressed my auto run key. Sorry.
Right, very nice.
What I want to do is just lean back so you could get my hand out of the way. Maybe you could see it a
Yep,
little
no,
better.
we see it perfectly fine. Yeah, well done. All right, so Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to the next weapon? That being an item that has not received a skin in a long time. Mr. MICRØ. So if I just press O and move on to here. Yeah. Oh, MICRØ, why?
I had to test it.
So, here's a little question for you, Mr. MICRØ. It's not something for you to quickly look up. It's something for you to see if you know the answer of. When was the last bolt action rifle skin to be accepted? From the top of your head, what do you reckon? How long ago?
I don't know. I mean, was it black gold?
No, there was an attempt for a black gold bolt action rifle, but it wasn't accepted. So when was the last accepted bolt action rifle skin?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess there was a streamer skin, I think,
Well, marketable.
Ghosty bar, but as far as marketable ones, I don't know. The last one I remember, and I know there's got to be some in between. The last one I remember is the blackout one, but that's so long ago, like 2 years or more at this point, I think.
So, it has been over 18 months, or around 18 months, since the last bolt action rifle skin to be accepted. It's been that long. Unfortunately, I've actually forgotten what it was. I think it was Toxic Wolf. No, it was another one. Was it Poseidon? I think it was Poseidon. I believe it was Poseidon bolt action rifle, and yeah, that was 18 months ago. Back, what was it? The summer of 2021. So yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, we just don't see any bolt action rifle skins being accepted anymore. But what we have here, made by Mr. Robstar, is his military bar. And, well, Robstar, you've been very successful this year with your military skins. Perhaps we will see this getting accepted. So, Mr. MICRØ, let's get a good look at you over here.
You're right. I did go, even though you told me not to. I went
Oh, no,
and
you're
looked it
allowed
up.
to now. You're allowed to now.
Poseidon was the most recent, and that was June of 2021. And before that, we had Cold Hunter and Tempered, and the Posty Bar was before that, and then Blackout. So, yeah, and it's been almost 2 years since Blackout. That was January of 2021. So we're just weeks away from that being the 2-year mark on that one.
So yeah, much like with the L96, which did get a skin, got the Predatory L96, didn't we? It's been a long time, and we have not had a bolt-action rifle skin in all of 2022. So it's the last chance next week. Last chance. Will we see one in 2022? Yes or no? Face punch. Tell us. Tell us. So yeah, if this potentially gets accepted, I don't know how to respond, because with the sheer lack of new skins coming out for the bolt-action rifle, they've all gone up. You know, no new skin. Guess I'll just have to buy either the cheapest one or the most reasonably priced, good-looking one. And eventually, that quantity gradually disappears and prices gradually go up. So if we do see a new one, it could cause all the other ones to go down in price, and we could see this one potentially getting bought out a lot because, you know, lack of options. But now we have one that's nice and affordable. I don't believe all of the bolt action rifles are in the positive, but you know, it'll be nice to see a new one. So
Many
yeah,
of them are. I could see it on SCMM right now. There's quite a few that are in the green.
yes.
And I'll tell you what, I'm a big Bolty enjoyer, and I think this is actually a really cool skin, and I like it. I'm looking forward to seeing this set get continued. I think it's got a great aim sight, and I think it's got a cool design to it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this get accepted. I mean, I guess I would in the sense that we don't get many Bolties, but just in terms of quality and design, and it's got a great aim sight. I like
Yeah,
it.
he did a
Even
very
though
good job.
even though you don't typically use the iron sights on a bolt action rifle too much, but you
Sometimes you
never know.
just got to make do.
You never know.
Sometimes you just got to
Exactly
make
right.
do. The
Yep.
power of the eyeball. Just close one and try your best. Right, so I believe we can have a quick look at your back. So
You know, when you're roof camping, you do what you must. You know what I mean?
don't encourage it. You see, you're staying on the naughty list, all right? Yeah, he's not doing a good job getting out of it. Right, go on, put it on your back and twirl around. So let's just get it to the night time. Goes quite well with Loot Leader. Goes quite well with the Loot Leader hoodie and pants that you got on. Yeah. So, Mr. Robstar, let's see if you're the one that can be the person who gets the first bar skin to be accepted in the last opportunity. So, next week is the New Year's roster rotation. There's no special theme to it or anything. We do get large fireworks packs and small fireworks packs being reintroduced. But, yeah, it's just regular skins. Maybe we will see some people making some New Year's themed skins being submitted next Tuesday. That could happen. But, yeah, there's no, any in-game event for it or anything. It's probably still going to be Christmas time stuff around then, isn't it? So, you know, just how it is. And, yeah. So, MICRØ, shall we now move on? Oh,
one of the very first skins. Now, if you're into skins, and you probably are if you're watching this program we're doing, you know, I'll tell a story about, you know, my skin enthusiasm when I first started playing the game. I didn't understand what skins were. I mean, I played on a mix of vanilla and modded servers with some friends who introduced me to the game, but one of the very first skins that caught my eye, and something I had always wanted, and up until only recently I didn't have, was a Bolty skin, and it was the Outlaw
Scavenger.
No, well now
S.
now the name of it escapes me. But it was one of my favorites, and that's all I have to say. It's just it was Survivor is what it's called.
That's it. Sorry, it began with S, but I couldn't remember properly. I was halfway there.
So there's no real point in showing this, other than it's a personal anecdote in terms of my introduction to skins in Rust. We're talking about Bolties here, and the Survivor bar was one of those iconic skins I just always remembered. That was like one of the very first things that made me aware of skins in the first place. So maybe we'll see that happen here with this
cute
modern military bolt action.
Cute little
get a whole new generation
story
of skin enthusiasts going.
Right, Mr. MICRØ, we now have this is a change of pace. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, we got a knife. And it's not just any knife, Mr. MICRØ.
It's a delicious knife.
Well, it's got a lot of potassium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just bring out all of the remaining things. We've got this, we've got this. So we've got 3 more weapons to show off. And, well, banana knife. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Banana knife. Do 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 do. Ba ba. Right, so Mr. Debski has decided to continue a collection from his banana. We have the banana knife. So it seems every single skin he's going to make from now on is a pun. So, did you know bananas are sharp and can kill you? I'm going to break down doors, I'm going to cut people, and I'm going to feed them potassium, whether they like it or not. Right, so, yeah. Bit silly, bit wacky, but if this does get accepted, it's going to be the first combat knife skin to be accepted after 2 years. The last one was 2020. I don't even remember combat knife skins. I remember the combat knife from hell, because that looked really cool. But I remember the sapphire, which is the streamer skin. But yeah, I can't even remember marketable ones. I remember the spoon, again, streamer skin. MICRØ?
I like that you call it the Sapphire because that's a CS:GO reference for anyone who doesn't get it.
Yeah.
That was the Trainwreck's TV combat knife that you're talking about.
But it was a blue sapphire.
You can believe that. And honestly, that's what it was meant to be anyway. That was what his inspiration was for having that skin design.
For unboxings.
But this the last 2 combat knives we've gotten were both in 2021. They were both streamer skins, and the most recent one before that was in 2020. That was the Emerald knife. So
marketable.
marketable.
Yeah, I refer to marketable. Right. But yeah, it's got a good shout. Banana sold very nicely, so I think banana knife. Do 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 do. It's going to be in your head now. Banana knife. Do 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 do. Right. So, Mr. Debski, best of luck to you. Will this get kids to start eating more healthily, or is it a threat? I don't know. Maybe that might work. But yeah.
We're going to start feeding each other.
No, don't you dare. You can't even throw it properly. Nope. I failed that. There we go.
Delicious.
Oh, did it just rebound off you? It did. It didn't even land on you.
I have a very hard head.
Where'd it go? I need to find out where it went. It just kind of collateraled off you and went elsewhere. Where'd it go? Debski, I've lost your knife. You didn't tell me it was so light. Oh, God, it's gone.
I'll pick up the one that's over here that I threw. At least we'll have one left.
Chat, YouTube, can you see it? Where is it? I've lost my knife. No.
I swallowed it. It went all the way inside my head, so it's gone now.
It's gone. It's gone. No. Anyway, let's move on to talking about the Sunrise custom SMGs. So, Sunrise collection made by Keke, if I recall. Yep. So earlier this year, he made some hoodie and pants. Wasn't accepted. He made something else. I can't remember, unfortunately. What was it? He made something else.
He made that ballistic mask, that very dark looking, like basically black tier 3 set. He made a furnace. He made a rock. He made a whole bunch of things, really.
Sunrise.
Oh wait, did you mean in the Sunrise?
I'm referring to Sunrise.
Oh well, then yeah, he made hoodie and pants and boots and gloves.
Yeah, so that wasn't accepted, unfortunately. So after that, there was a bit of a break, but now he's returned to it. He's trying to see if he can get the Sunrise custom SMG accepted. So to go far back, I remember the coffee can Sunrise helmet. There was some other skins as well, wasn't there?
There's a sap, there's a door, there's a larchwood box, there's a bucket helmet, there's a tier 3 face, and a coffee can helmet too. So there's actually quite a few items in this Sunrise collection, and they're spread across weapons, deployables, armor. I would love to have seen the hoodie and pants get accepted. I really liked that, and maybe he's got another opportunity here with the weapons.
Well, I wanted that because core pieces, great money makers. So, very colourful, isn't it? Stands out very nicely. Kind of goes quite alright with these Christmas lights in the background. So, let's just slowly rotate around this. It is a custom SMG, but they are being accepted quite a lot more recently, aren't they? You know, we've seen a whole lot more custom SMGs in comparison to the likes of, pump shotguns and whatnot. So, a bit of a surprise, isn't it? But it's a very colourful skin, and potentially it's the beginning of maybe a whole bunch of new weapons in the future, maybe. It's nice to see, or hope for. I'll keep an eye out for it, Mr. Keke. So let's just get a good look at this at night time. Stands out very nicely. Looking very nice and colourful. Very fun, wacky designs. Mr. MICRØ, could you put it on your back?
Sure thing. There's a very slight difference in the view model versus the world model for this on the back of the hand grip. Looks a little different when you're holding it versus looking at it in third person, but it's a very subtle thing, and it's not limited to this skin itself. It's actually just a function of the custom SMG, the way the maps work.
Well, that's a bit.
But it actually looks fine on this skin more than any other because of the somewhat abstract pattern that's on here, and it works. I like how it's got grunge and grime, and it's dirty. I think we've talked about that once recently before. I think it's cool to have that layer of wear and dirt on here. Like, we're survivors on an island. You know, we don't have a nicely polished weapon cabinet with well-maintained guns. These are crudely fashioned and hand-painted items that show their wear and their age, and I think that's a cool look, and with what makes Rust one of the things that makes Rust.
Right, Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to talking about the next custom SMG? Yes.
We do. We have another one.
Dead Souls continues. So let's make it nice and bright. And we've got a very nice, helpful green tip there. Give it a quick reload. Dead Souls been fairly successful this past year for Mr. KVA. We've seen some deplorables, we've seen an AK, but could we see a custom SMG in a Rustral rotation near you? And what potentially might we see after this? He's got the momentum. He's continuing to make more skins. Just to double check, it doesn't glow. Doesn't glow. Nope. All good. Alright. Just got to double check just in case. And then over to here, get a good look at Mr. MICRØ. So we got all these happy skulls. You got the coffee can guy, the wood armor guy, face mask guy, bucket helmet guy, and you got Deer Skull guy just over here as well. I'm not sure who's behind Deer Skull guy. I can't remember. But they're a happy bunch.
Is it me, or do they all look so happy?
They are very happy. They probably saw someone do something stupid.
That always makes me happy.
Yeah. Got a little toothy grin at the front there. And, oh, come on now. That wasn't called. That was so uncalled for. Why?
That was me making myself happy by doing something stupid.
I'm going to shoot you next. Right, so it is not super colourful in terms of, well, I mean, what's the best way? It's not like hugely variant with its colours, I'd say, but you know, we just literally saw the most colourful custom SMG, so it's a bit of a stark difference. But there's also a case of, do you want your gun to be easily seen? So that could be helpful, but then again, it's also a custom SMG. Who wants to use a custom SMG at the moment? Some people probably do.
I would use one. I would use them. They're up close. They're pretty high DPS, so it's
well,
it's a situational thing, but I do think they have their place in the meta. I just want to echo what you said before about the subdued color palette, where it doesn't stand out greatly, and I think that could work to your advantage as a close range combatant. You don't want to stand out too much, so
no. This
has some nice earthy tones to it, and that could work pretty well in a tactical sense.
Oh, got it in his back. The tactical position on the back, not super noticeable.
I'll even show it here without the chest plate. I think it looks pretty good on a darker skin like that.
I think it does. Yeah, if I could just go this side and then this side. Oh, actually, that looked cool. Yeah, that's a pretty cool position. Yeah. Yeah, no, that actually kind of goes really nicely with Loot Leader. Not Loot, yeah, Loot Leader, sorry, Blair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say that the front aim sight is nice and brilliant in terms of that green color, but in this biome here with the light background of the snow, it is a bit low contrast, and with the way the sight on the SMG comes to a point, it makes
Yeah.
those pixels in the front there a little difficult to see in some lighting conditions. But I don't know. I think if you're out with this gun, your aim cone is a lot bigger than that handful of pixels. So whether you see the green or you see the metal color below it, I think it won't make too big of a difference in
Ooh.
your aiming.
When you're right below the sun, you can't even see it. Yeah. When you just position it right under the sun, you can't see it. When you're positioned under the light at a certain point, so not like looking right at it, but like I mean you just saw it,
In
didn't you? You just saw
in
it.
low light, I would say it picks up um, the light fairly well, so it might work to your advantage in that situation. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. All right then, MICRØ. I think that's a wrap on weapons. Shall we start taking a look at the clothing and armor?
Sure. I'm
Right.
gonna have to change out. I think the next two items here are part of a set, a continuation, and I could show them by themselves, but really, I should probably just show the whole darn thing, huh?
Yeah. It's a continuation of the Frog cosplay set. We have Roadsign gloves and boots. This was expected. Remember, when you get new core pieces being accepted, always go to the workshop pages and the comment section and see what's being asked, or be the person to ask the skin creator, hey, are you making any other pieces of the collection? And Milio Frito literally said, I'm going to make boots and gloves next. Lo and behold, when the opportunity came to it, when it wasn't Christmas, or rather when he could after Christmas, he has now uploaded them. So yeah, this now got submitted. I'm led to believe, I think he's going to be doing a deployable, a tempered deployable again soon, because with so many people coming back to playing Rust, and obviously with a lot of Christmas money, sounds like a great opportunity to release another $5 tempered skin. Tempered large box, tempered armored door, tempered double sheet metal door, maybe? I'm just pointing out, I think there's a very good chance we might see it happen. So, what we do see right in front of us right now, though, is a very fun idea. So, we've got the lily pad road sign gloves and the very happy little froggy over down here. Look how happy he is. Not as good as the Wellington boots that we have, but it's okay. And very brightly coloured, much like the hoodie and pants as well. So I guess that's going to be the theme for this. I really do wonder what the armour's going to look like. I was hoping to see the armour, but this at least gives us a good idea of what I think is going to happen is he's going to have light green with yellow on the outer parts, like a yellow trim. So the very second we do see tier 2 or tier 3 for cosplay being submitted,
I just want to show off the boots in all their glory. When I'm wearing the pants, that sort of covers the upper part of the boots, so I've figured I should show them off.
that is true. So we'll just give this a nice little pan around. The very happy looking froggy with a little lily pad on the back, little flower. So yeah, fun design. And if you look very very closely, it's got a lot of like blotches, or it's weird. Are they supposed to be warts? Like
They're
you
little
got
bumps. Frogs have bumps on them. They're covered in little
bumpy
texturized
frogs,
little
bumpy
nubs. They're
frogs.
very soft, actually. I like
Okay.
frogs and toads. They look like they're very bumpy and almost scaly, but that they're actually quite soft.
So I reckon this would probably sell very nicely. I've seen in the past road sign gloves that are part of collections do sell very nicely. That is a theme, a pattern I see a lot. I had to talk about this a lot with the Berserker road sign gloves a good few months back. Go take a look at them now. They have. It does appear they're being pumped up in price. I think that's the answer, but it could be demand. A lot of skins are getting a whole bunch of buy orders at the moment. Very random, like very huge amounts of requests. Like we were talking about this, weren't we? We saw it with the Skull Rock. I've seen it with the mummy wraps. A lot of holiday themed items and in demand skins. So yeah, let's just stick to the point. Milio Frito done a very nice job, and I wouldn't be surprised if this potentially gets accepted. And I think the bear has a. I think he likes to eat frogs, MICRØ. I think you might need to dispose of him. Get him, Froggy. The frogs are top of the food chain.
Ribbit.
Yep. So, oh wow. I didn't realise. Can you see that? Stay still. I could see the outline of where the shorts are supposed to be.
Of the shorts. Yeah, don't look too close at my legs, please. I'm self-conscious.
Very well. And
put my pants back on.
Well, no, you can put something else on, because now we need to show off the pizza set.
That's true.
Mr. Zimmick.
That is true.
Mr. Zimmick, not too long ago, made a very nice and tasty looking pizzeria for... You look so goofy, but it's so perfect.
I like it. I like it. As many ponchos as we've had this year, I think there's room for one more. There's always room for pizza.
One more slice. So
one more. Come on, help.
So yeah, very fun idea. You are what you eat. We have the pizza, poncho, and bandana. Chat, YouTube. Do you want to turn into a pizza? Pizza, pasta, put it in a box. I shouldn't sing the rest of the song. Let's just go. So yeah, oh, good look at that meat. Oh, look at the mushrooms, the olives. Oh,
it looks delicious, honestly.
I know. God, if only we could eat it. Well,
it looks like someone already did.
Yeah, I was about to say that. On the outer side, it's like very creative idea, very nicely made, very cheesy and delicious. YouTube.
It's even got on the bandana. It's even got like crust going around the nose there. Like that's great.
It's also good. It's also very shiny. Let's just get a good look at that. And yeah, it's a very shiny pizza. It must be extra greasy.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.
The best kind.
What is your most favourite pizza? What's your favourite pizza? Oh, it does stand out quite nicely in light. Yeah. So yeah, what's your most favourite pizza? Can't go wrong with a meat feast. Ah, beautiful. Yeah. Now, Mr. MICRØ.
It's a good thing we saved this for close to the end here, because I'm gonna go find some food after this. I'm getting hungry.
Before you do that, can you please put on the last skin that we need to show off? The last continuation that we've noticed. It is Diva Dan's Pixel Cap. Yep. Nice and simple. It is a continuation of the Pixel collection, and obviously sticking with its fun gimmick. The voxels have returned, and I'm hiccuping now. I haven't eaten anything or anything. Why am I hiccuping? It's been an hour and a half, and I suddenly hiccup.
All that pizza. It's all that pizza you just indulged in.
So yeah, got a lovely little Minecraft style world. I was about to say Minecraft world, but Minecraft style. We don't want him to get sued. And at the very top, it seems to just be a mountain. Initially, I thought, first glance, it was water, but no, it's just like a random piece of rock, it seems. So the cap has only rock and mud, but if you recall, the bandana has a nice little stream that goes all along. So Mr. MICRØ is giving us a nice little quick spin, and I will tinker with the lighting, make it ever so slightly darker, yes. So, fun idea. Diva Dan, hopefully this implies that you're sticking with the collection, and we might see some Tier 2 or Tier 3 armour coming to Pixel Collection soon. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. Come on. You know we need it. We know we want it. So yeah, very nice. Very nice. Thank you for punching the camera, Mr. MICRØ.
Get out of my face.
Right, Mr. MICRØ.
I'm hangry, Hedge. I'm hangry now.
We'll wrap it up
then. I need to go eat.
We'll wrap it up. So, Next week's Rustle rotation, no more Christmas skins, back to the regular skins. He really wants this pizza skin. Face punch, we need it, we're hungry. It's the perfect New Year's skin. People eat pizza during New Year's, right? There's a bit of a theme, right? Yeah. So, obviously this is the last Rustle rotation, Saturday. Well, it is the last roster rotation before Christmas, but it's also the last showcase before Christmas. So, Merry Christmas to everybody, or Happy Holidays for if you do anything else. At the very least, have a lovely New Year as well. If we don't see you, hope you finish the end of this year in style, or you have something very fun planned and it all goes well. I have to go through London tomorrow, and it's going to be absolute hell. So that's not going to be fun. So yeah, this wasn't something that we wanted to do, but we had to record this now because I just wouldn't. It's just not certain if I'd be able to do this at home. I can't take my computer with me, and my laptop. MICRØ, any final words, good sir?
Nope. I think we covered everything we needed to show today. We had a little bit different of an arrangement on account of our off-stream recording, but I think we managed to make it through without too many hunger episodes or anything else. So nicely done. Good job. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you for watching. And yep, all good, MICRØ.
Very good. Very good.
You didn't see what just happened.